Hey guys, so this is day 8. Okay, we are already almost halfway done with the 21-day off-grid training program. So day 8 is actually a mobility day, like I said the other day. What this is gonna look like, and I'm definitely gonna need a wall. I might just go over to my door and do it on my door, but find a wall space and have a good floor space because we are going to be doing a lot of stretches, a lot of mobility exercises to stretch out those legs from yesterday, but also prepare our muscles for tomorrow. So what these are going to look like is our number 1 is the world's greatest stretch. And you will figure out why this is the world's greatest stretch because it is essentially a full body exercise and it's the world's greatest stretch. And then we're going to be doing wall-wise, lunge with leg pull or hold, pigeon pose, figure 4 stretch, and those might be interchangeable. So like if you feel like doing it on the ground is too much for you, doing that sitting figure 4 stretch is going to, for the most part, get the same muscle groups, the major muscle groups that we're focusing on for the pigeon pose. Then we're going to do the child's pose, back stretch, and then deep squat hold and side squat lunge hammy stretch. I really don't know the technical term for that, but it's the side squat lunge hammy stretch for me. So getting started, we have the world's greatest stretch. I'm going to go ahead and move this. We have the world's greatest stretch. So what this looks like is we are in a forward lunge position, but our back leg is straight, okay? And then we have our right hand on the ground and our left hand is going to be going up like this. And we really want to focus on keeping that back leg as straight as possible. And then focusing on not only rotating our head up, but getting our chest to face up and over that way. And this is stretching our thoracic spine and our right quad and our left hamstring. And it's really getting some mobility going on, especially in that upper back. It's a great stretch for that. And then doing the same thing, we will switch hands. So we're going to put our left hand on the inside of our left leg. And then we're going to go the other way with it, really feeling that stretch. And then we're also going to reach down and under our leg and then back up. And again, it's just getting that mobility and that good stretch. And then obviously you switch legs and do the same thing on the other side, holding the stretch for about 15 to 20 seconds with a slight tug, a slight mild discomfort in those major places that I told you about. The next one is wall-wise. I'm going to pick you up and you're going to come with me. I'm going to keep that there. Okay. Tilt you up. Shout out to Ronnie for this tripod stand. So, wall-wise, this is what they look like. You put your back flat against the wall or a door or any space that you have. And then you want your hands to like you're making a field goal sign, except you want to touch your points of contact is your elbow, your wrist, and your hands. Really trying to push backwards and get that mobility, that thoracic stretch. And then you're going to go up and down, trying to keep those points of contact on the wall the whole time. And the people that are super mobile and flexible will be able to go all the way above their head, keeping those points of contact on the wall. I do not have that mobility quite yet, but I go up as far as I can without sacrificing technique, really getting that mobility work in. I'll bring you back over here. Next, we have the lunge with leg hold, leg pull, leg hold. So what this looks like is we have our lunge position. Our knee is actually going to be on the ground though, however, And we're gonna get this back leg lifted up. And this will require you to grab the floor with this front foot and like get your balance. But we're really focusing on this quad stretch right here as we pull our foot towards our glute. Losing my balance. Pull our foot towards our glute. And then if you really don't feel much of a stretch with that, try and push your hips forward like this as you're holding that back leg. And that's going to increase that stretch rather than from your knee, but from your hips. And it's going to get a really good stretch. And of course, you want to do that with both legs. 10, 15, 20 seconds, slight, mild discomfort, really getting that good stretch in. And then next we have the pigeon pose. This one I am not good at all. Okay, I have super tight hips, but it is something that I do often to work on. We want to get our front leg. Doesn't matter what leg you want to use. Let's use my right one. It's not as flexible, but that's okay. Get our right leg out in front of us, just like this. And our back leg is going straight out behind us. And we're really reaching, trying to get that back leg as straight as possible with this front foot out in front of us. And then some people go down for a deeper stretch. I find that can sometimes be too much for me. And honestly, you're supposed to keep this front leg at a 90-degree angle as much as possible. But that is super hard for me. I apologize that I can't properly textbook show you an example, but that is just the basic idea of what it's supposed to look like. It's stretching all right here, the glute, the medius, the gluteus medius. It's stretching the buttocks and a little bit of the hamstring and a little bit of this hip flexor on that back leg. Super awesome stretch. And the figure 4 stretch also hits the same muscle group. Obviously, it won't hit this hip flexor because our leg is in front of us, but we want to put our ankle on our opposite kneecap and use that leg as leverage to push us up and forward into the figure 4 stretch. And again, we want to push this knee towards the other ankle, really focusing on getting that solid IT band stretch, which is just the area. Can't really stretch the IT band too much. It's a super tough tendon. But yeah. The next one is the child's pose back stretch. So this one actually requires, sorry guys, promise I'm prepared. This one requires a little bit of elevation. So if you have a foam roller, go ahead and grab that. If you don't, no big deal, don't worry about it. Maybe just get some books, pile them up about a few inches high. Maybe a pair of shoes, something really just to elevate your hands off the ground when you make contact with the elevated item. So what this looks like, I'll do it from the side. But we get in child's pose, which is just like this, okay? You're just sitting on the ground like this child's pose. Except we're gonna elevate our hands by putting them up onto our item and really just sinking down into the stretch, trying to push our chest towards the ground more and more. You can come up, you can roll back down. It really works. The lats, getting a good stretch on those. If you feel like the item is too much, you can push it away. You can just do it on the ground and really focus on getting those lats to touch the ground. And obviously you can put your hands in a pronated position and that won't get as much of a stretch. But if you simply rotate your hands this way to where they're perpendicular with the ground and then stretch, it's going to get that much more of a pull on your lats. It's insane, but it's really cool. The body is amazing. So next we have our deep squat hold. this is exactly what it sounds like. We get into the position where it's like, you know, you look like the little babies that like sit here and like dance, you know? If you can't quite do that, it's okay. Maybe just do one leg at a time. Get into a position where you can get those hips stretched out. And if you have to put your feet a little wider, that's completely okay. But I like to just move side to side with this, really getting that mobility. And maybe you're not able to do this because your ankles don't have the mobility that they should to put your body into this position. Something you can do to fix that is to get into that lunge position, just like this, and just reach forward, trying to keep your heel, on the ground, and just pushing forward as best as you can, really trying to keep the hips pretty evenly, don't rotate them like too much, but really pushing forward and feeling that stretch along the front of your shin, and even probably your calf a little bit, so you can get yourself into that deep squat hold position. Last but not least is going to be that side squat lunge hammy stretch. So this one I actually got from an Insanity workout that I did. But what you do is get into this position, and then you put your leg straight out with your toe up, okay? And I have a super deep arch, so I promise I'm not like flexing my foot back like that. That is just how my foot is when it's like straight up, okay? And then you get back, woo! You get back onto that heel. And again, this might be another stretch that you do when you have more mobility in that ankle, and even some more like quad strength, because this is kind of a hard position to hold. That's why I'm holding my hands out, because it's kind of difficult. And if you have to, hold a weight or something heavier in front of you so your center of gravity kind of balances out. And it's not all the way in the back, making you fall backwards. So those are the exercises for day 7. Just scrub through the video to go back and get those explanations if you missed any of them. And I will try to put a caption with each of them before I talk about them. But this is a great full body. It's not yoga, but it's definitely some stretching. So focus on your breathing. And some of them are actually yoga poses, but focus on your breathing and breathing through the stretch, and maybe pushing your limits a little bit, but not going too far, because you don't want to pull anything or set yourself up for injury tomorrow when we get our workout in. So that being said, thank you for joining me for day 8, and I hope to see you tomorrow. I am excited because we are actually doing one of our 8-minute workouts, doing a progress check. So I hope to see you then. Thank you. Bye. Have a good day.